All right, good evening, everyone. This is Young Link Jr. reporting here on YouTube. So we have Cher, American singer, actress, fashion model, entrepreneur, man. California, bro. She said something. I won't say controversial, but just a little bit, in the heat of the moment. And I truly think she maybe believed this in her heart. And what I'm gonna get is that, yeah, it's a very emotional thing. I mean, she stated in her tweet she watched this, the policeman, and of course, in the video killed George Floyd. How they really handled this situation, they really escalated more than it needs to be. It was very unnecessary. And she was talking to her mother. She stated in the tweet that if it was me, I really felt like if I was there, I could have at least prevented that, or I could have done something. And maybe it could have been along the lines. She didn't really go into detail, but it could have been along the lines of, I'm assuming, that maybe try to tackle one of the police officers, or making a big scene and trying to get involved, and at least at the moment get his knee off his neck. But I'm thinking that well, they had tasers. A lot of officers had tasers. That was in the front line. They was actually blocking anybody. They was even preventing the paramedics or anybody to render medical aid to Floyd, which is completely illegal. And the thing is crazy too with this getting in this trial, I stated this before, is that even the officer was like, he worked with Derek Chauvin, he worked in Minneapolis Police Department. He said like, yeah, man, lawyers asked him when they testified, hey, are you authorized to put your knee on a suspect's neck? He was like, no, we're not. We did not learn that in training. Even then, that's like a huge form of deadly force and everything. And especially if the person is detained, he's arrested, he have his hands behind his back, he's no longer resisting. It's no need to imply necessary force. And I'm looking at this too, man. I mean, I looked at her other tweets too. She was just what I liked about her a couple of days ago. She tweeted that it's time for whites to stand in solitary with their black brothers and sisters, man, and stop the KKK, stop the GOP, the government, people who's running the government, racist cops, all of this stuff, man, and we got to unite. And I commend her as a entertainer. Her net worth 360 million. That she's standing up for something, man. And I mean, this speaks a lot of volumes. And people got that fight or flight. I can't really blame the people that decided to pull out their phones out and start recording. I think they did the right thing, because we would have known nothing about this really. Unless Cutworks would have had some surveillance camera, but they only got stuff that's inside the side of the store. But the people that's outside of Cutworks that decided to record this and post this online, they did the best they could. At least we got the footage. It's a lot of evidence, and then we can probably prosecute this individual. But at the same time too, they were thinking that if I would have got involved, and they were so intimidated, like some people was always in fear. Like, you imagine, like, this stuff is going on right in front of you. You got law enforcement killing someone, like, and you want to intervene, but you're thinking like, dang, I'm putting my life on the line. They might tase me. I might get hurt. I might lose my job. I might be all over the news. Like, people have been thinking about all of this stuff. So they was like, man, the only thing I can do is just call this out and record it. And it's nothing wrong with that. I mean, even if somebody did intervene and push the officers down, they would have got, I think, arrested, and they would have got brought into some mess and had something on their record for assaulting an officer and all this stuff, man, during arrest. And George Floyd probably, I don't know, he might still the guy still might have his knee on his neck, but we don't know, man. It's these split seconds. It's woulda, shoulda, coulda stuff, but I know, hopefully, he got himself right with God, and he resting in heaven, man. Despite all the things that he went through in his life, taking drugs and all this stuff, man. We can't use that against him to the point where he deserved to have inhumane treatment. But I mean, I don't have a problem with Cher saying about this, man. I mean, this, like I said, this is a very highly emotional thing. People are getting shadow banned for this, man. I mean, you got to speak your truth, whatever you feel about this George Floyd situation, because this is extremely an important trial, and then this really altered and kind of messed a lot of things up, man, in the country in a way, man. Defunding the police, a lot of stuff happened, man. The riots, a lot of major cities were affected, but at the same time, this goes to show you what's here in this outcry. Like, when is it going to stop? When is it we're going to receive justice in the Justice Department amongst African Americans? The system is messed up. It's not right, and it's rigged. So I'm glad that Cher is, she's taking time to speak out on this. But yeah, I don't have a problem with this, man. I mean, she probably receiving deep criticism, but I'm glad she's speaking her piece. If she was there, I mean, we don't know. I'm pretty sure she's not the only one that feels like this. But rest in peace to George Floyd and everyone, man. But this your boy Young Link Jr. You guys continue to like, comment, subscribe, share this video. Rest in peace to people who all fall into, the inhumane treatment to law enforcement and racist people in general, man. But I'm out. Deuces.